Alright, let's start, let's do this shit. Alright, Catherine. She's 24. She's a new struggling single in our area. Alright, let's do it. What happens if we X? And I haven't X'd nobody yet. But anyways, let's start the date. Anyways, just, a little warning. I can't talk. I don't know how to pronounce. And all that good shit. Okay. A cooking disaster at the modeling agency. Written by Rami Buckwood. Okay. You know how the saying goes, New Year, New You, or some shit like that? Is that even how the saying goes? Oh, who cares? It's not the New Year, it's October. It literally is almost. But you're feeling like a whole new person. Is it because we fornicated with Keaton? So what's to stop you? Halloween is the new year. You just decided it right now. You woke up in a very positive mood. Yuck. And you're not sure why. You haven't really done anything that different lately. You did drink a green smoothie. Maybe that has something to do with it? Spinach. Fuck it. Maybe it's just all the sex you've been having recently. And by all the sex, you mean two whole sex, which is a lot for you. Maybe you should ride your good mood out as long as you can and deep clean the apartment. I mean, that would be good. Let's not tempt fate. Let's clean. Let's not be gross. You decided to deep clean the place, meaning you vacuum and dust the windowsills and clean the toilet. The only part of your apartment that you consistently keep clean is the kitchen, and that's because it's the part that's visible in your lives. If you ever turn the camera around to your living room, you'd probably instantly lose like 500 followers. Work has been better recently, and that you managed to finish a few streams without incident. Last week you made homemade ice cream, and a couple of days ago it was mushroom risotto. I honestly have never tried mushroom before. Risotto is easier than most people think it is. It just requires a bunch of stirring. For some reason, bitches hate stirring. It stresses them out. Your subscriptions did end up with a boost from your collab with Keaton. As much as you hate to admit it, you released the video the two of you made after you calmed down and realized you were being ridiculous. He might be kind of a jack-off, but you don't think he's gonna publicly talk about hooking up with you, especially since so much of his brand is being a cool, woke boy online. You just had close to a panic attack about it because you're you and you've decided the world is out to get you. We kind of sound a little paranoid, and I'm not against it. I am not against it at all. So you chilled and it turned out fine. What a shock. You're standing in your bedroom looking over potential outfits for your next video when you realize you've basically got no winter clothes. I don't even know where we reside. You're not sure how this happened. You remember having about a million sweaters, but over the past couple of years they've gotten shrunk in the wash, or worn thin in the elbows, or gotten holes in the armpits. That tends to happen to your tops. Maybe your stink is so intense it melts the cloth. What really needs to happen at this point is a trip to the mall, and I'm okay with that. I love doing some clothes shopping, but I like doing clothes shopping online, so it's like a completely different thing. Alright, do we get to meet our new boo? Our new boo-boo? Ah, the mall. A place you spent so much time in when you were a teenager, and absolutely none since you've been able to get into bars. I honestly relate to that. I used to go to the mall with my family a lot as a teenager, but then since an adult, hell no. The mall is a surreal space at best, mostly populated by teenagers with no money who just want somewhere to hang out where they won't get hassled for loitering, and old people who don't want to do their daily walks out in the cold. I mean, that is partially true. We'll give her that. You wander in and out of stores trying stuff on and generally trying to avoid your reflection in the mirror as often as you can. You tell yourself that fitting room lighting is never flattering, but just nothing looks good. I mean, I feel that, like, some things like you can, You might like how it looks, but it just won't look good on you. It doesn't suit you. So, I mean, I get that. I feel her. I feel Anaya. I don't meditate, so I'm just gonna not think about it. Whatever, who cares? It's not even that cold yet. You can make do with the sweaters you have, armpit holes and all. You'll just order some shit online, the mall sucks again. I 100% agree with her because of a whole bunch of fucking reasons. I hate the mall, I hate going out shopping. So you don't buy any clothes, you just end up standing in a board storm rack feeling bad about yourself and feeling bad about the feeling bad about yourself because there isn't anything to feel bad about. There's nothing wrong with you. You're healthy, you're happy, citation needed, your career is going passably well, and you convinced 2 whole people to sleep with you in the past 2 months. You're really fine. There's no reason to feel like shit about what you look like. You turn a corner and bump into a woman. Like, literally walk right into her. You bounce off each other like this is a fucking Booney Tunes. What the fuck? Ooh, she's sassy. You both barely managed to stay on your feet. I am so sorry. Wait, Anaya? Huh? For a moment, you're bewildered. It occurs to you that this chick might be a fan. And then it occurs to you that she looks way too cool to be on Instagram. Well, on cooking Instagram. Anaya, if you don't recognize me, I will scream in the Sears. My bad. It's a board storm rack. Literally the same thing. There's no lamps in board storm rack. Sure there are. She points off to the home section. Sure enough, lamps. Oh. It comes to you. Catherine! There we go. Holy shit. You wonder if this is the sort of situation where it's appropriate to go in for a hug, but Catherine makes the decision for you. She's good at hugs. You remember this about her. You barely recall any of your college experience. Not for any intense partying reasons. You'd more compare it to the sensation of getting on the bus and sliding so deeply down into your thoughts that you arrive at the stop without noticing any of the turns the driver took to get there. That kind of thing. You just barreled through your 4-year degree on autopilot, and then you were out of there. Catherine is one of those things you remember. Not her specifically, but the bar you went to on Friday evenings that you can no longer remember the name of. The couple of friends you had would invite their friends, which made it feel like you had a social circle, even if hardly anyone was there to see you or cared who you were. Catherine was one of the people who stuck in your mind. You can't remember why, just that she was the sort of person you wanted to pay attention to when she talked. It's been 84 years. What are you up to these days? Oh, too much to explain, just standing in Sears. You wince. That makes it sound like you think your life is incredibly fascinating, which you don't. You just never know where to start. People either think you sound crazy or they think you're some cool big shot, and neither of those things are true. Except on occasion, that crazy part. You busy? I'm just about done. Oh, do you work here? Catherine gives you a look. She's carrying a bunch of garment bags and a pink Valeria's secret tote. Sorry, you obviously don't work here. I'm a little out of it. Little late to be half asleep. Yeah. What time is it anyways? You have no idea, and you resist the impulse to check your phone. You already feel sloppy enough right now, in yoga pants and a hoodie with some sort of yellow stain that might be turmeric. What they should have done was actually change the clothes. That would have been cool. Listen, you didn't notice the stain until you were on the bus. If you had, you would definitely have changed your shirt. Let me just pay for the shit, then we can get something to eat. I'm not. Stay right there. Do not move. Hungry? Oh my god, I love that they incorporated stretch marks on her tummy. Yeah, it's relatable. I like that. I like that shit. Despite your insistence that you actually need to go home and get some work done, well, not insistence, more like vaguely dropped hints that are probably too subtle to pick up. You end up in a cafe in the food court, sitting under a bright umbrella. I've never been to a mall that had umbrellas. The place is crowded and you're shoved into a little alcove next to a fake maple tree. So is this supposed to be a whole forest vibe or whatever? There are an astounding number of fake trees in here. Yeah, I think we're supposed to imagine we're in a courtyard somewhere, but with less threat of a leaf ending up in your drink. I think a plastic leaf is at least as bad as a real leaf. At least the real leaf is all natural. She stirs her straw around in her smoothie. It's a very electric shade of pink. You are not sure what kind of fruit makes a smoothie look like that. You're just having a black coffee. Your sudden flare-up of anxiety half an hour ago left you feeling queasy. So what is this incredible life development that's too complicated for you to tell me in a department store? It's actually not that complicated. Just like you'd been dreading, hyping up your job has got her expecting you work for the CIA or as a Beverin lawyer or something terrible like that. I'm an Instagram chef, which is a chef who puts videos of them cooking on Instagram, like, you know, live streams. Oh yeah, I watch those sometimes. Yeah. Doesn't seem that complicated. I'm gonna talk myself up. Well, it's got a bunch of different elements to it. Like there's the actual cooking, which I have a degree for. Oh yeah, I remember that. You made some good food. You were talking. What was it? Food science. Right, exactly. Is that what you do on your channel? Sometimes just little things like talking about how different flavors work together, blooming spices, how baking soda works, stuff like that. Damn, okay. More complicated than I thought. Mostly those don't get many views though. People don't come to food Instagram to think. What about you? What about me? What? I mean, like, what are you doing? I'm the fashion editor for BQ magazine. You laugh. Okay, touche. Catherine's eyebrows go up. I'm being serious with that one. You feel your face getting hotter than the coffee. Oh, I thought we were doing a bit. I don't do bits. I have a job. Oh, Catherine's brows haven't gone down. You think somebody like me doesn't look like they'd be an editor at BQ? Catherine smiles. Well, you're right. I'm the first black person to ever have the position. Woo! Oh, cool. But I was more thinking that I wasn't sure what you were doing at the mall, if you were, you know, like a fashion designer. I'm not a designer, I'm a magazine editor. Like a big difference is in they are literally different jobs. Also, how much do you think being a magazine editor pays? You're terrible at estimation. Probably more than putting cooking videos on Instagram. Fair, but it's definitely not enough to buy my clothes in some fancy ass boutique. Besides, where am I about to find something like that in the city? You have to concede her point. This place is kind of a shithole. Working for my magazine is mostly pretending that you have way more money than you actually do in order to make the rich people feel more at home. What do you mean at home? Catherine's phone buzzes. She picks it up and idly flicks in her passcode. It means rich people, especially woke rich people, get uncomfortable when they interact with anyone who makes it obvious that they have less money than they do. And rich people hate being uncomfortable. Catherine has really incredible acrylic nails. For some reason, you've always associated having acrylic nails with being a grown-up. Maybe because all the nurses and teachers and office administrators you interacted with when you were a kid had them. You tried them once and you had to get rid of them after a couple of days. It felt like you had something alive attached to your hands, or like your bones had grown to protrude through your skin. You hated it. But they look good on Catherine, very professional. Have y'all peeped like the little vampire kind, like the long one and then the two in the middle being short? Yes! Give me a sec. She holds her phone up to her ear. Man, it's been so long since you've seen someone talk on their cell phone like it's a phone. Like, you sip your coffee and half listen to Catherine have a conversation that consists of humming and making little disbelieving noises out of her nose. She meets your gaze and rolls her eyes. It makes you feel like you're in on something together. Yeah, yeah. Oh, tell him to kiss my ass. Yes, those exact words. No, I'm not serious. Don't get yourself fired. I'll figure something out. Don't ask. Just do your job. Bye. She hangs up and drops her phone onto the tabletop. She massages her temples. Everything good? Yeah, pretty standard. The model called in sick. She says she's got the Nile virus. Don't you have to be on the Nile to get that? Actually don't know. That was just me adjusting in my chair, by the way, if you heard something. Sorry. I don't need someone puking in the studio, so that's fine. I gotta go scare up a replacement in 30 minutes. You laugh and you get more of a raised eyebrow. Is my misfortune funny to you? Huh? No, I was just thinking that if this was a movie, this would be the part where you tell me that the clothes for the photo shoot happen to be my size and you need me to come with you to the studio immediately. Catherine tips her head to the side. What kind of movies you been watching? Bad ones, probably. She keeps looking at you. I'm sure that we got some clothes in your size. The bottom drops out of your stomach. I was just kidding. Catherine, I was kidding. You keep waiting for her to join in on the joke, but she keeps looking at you like she's imagining what you would look like with your clothes off, or, well, with different clothes on, you guess. You feel like making some money? Catherine! You do feel like making money, and you also keep expecting Catherine to laugh and call you a sucker for thinking anybody in the world would want to see you as a model. But she doesn't stop you from following her to the curb and waiting while she calls an Uber. Then you start wondering if instead she is a serial killer and she's going to bring you to her apartment in order to cut your head off and put it in the freezer. You're not sure why this is always your go-to guess. You watch Cannibal at a formative age. You getting in or what? I guess we have no, my dogs are, like, growling. Hey. Sorry, they're getting lit. The Uber brings you to a glass and chrome building uptown, and you realize that unless the entire company is planning to kill you, you're probably okay. It looks like a safe building, I'll have to say. You've never seen the inside of a magazine before, or a magazine studio. Do you call magazine places studios or offices? Headquarters? You've only ever seen oldie-timey newspaper scenes in movies. Come on, we'll get you as a guest pass. We'll get you a guest pass, my bad. Ooh, Anaya is stressing out. Come on, Naya. I can call you Naya, right? Is that still a thing? I remember that used to be a thing. Yeah, it's still a thing. Yeah, girl. Inside is more glass and chrome and the carpet high pile enough that it would be difficult to navigate in heels. You remember reading a theory online that high heels are a part of a woman's fashion specifically so women can't run. You think that's probably not true, but it crossed your mind as you crossed the big open plain office. Not that you're wearing heels, and not that you even own heels. Welcome to BQ. You're beginning to think Catherine was being serious, but now you keep expecting every well-dressed office worker you pass to call security as soon as they see you. Like most influencer gig economy workers, you have intense disdain for people with real jobs, mixed with an almost religious sense of wonder. How do these people get up every day, put on an itchy shirt, and then go sit in some freezing cold office for 8 hours? I mean, you got to do what you gotta do for money. Like to live. Should you be glad that you're not among the ranks, or should you be jealous? Is it privileged of you to think you're working in an office is totally whack? Whatever the case is, you're convinced that they're all going to be able to tell you that your turmeric-stained ass doesn't belong here. You good? Yeah, it's just fancy in here. I feel like I'm going to break something. What? A desk? Maybe. Alright, so if the office workers aren't going to prevent you from coming in here, then the pretty intern behind the desk in front of the corner office definitely will. But nope, Catherine appears to be in charge of her, and she just smiles at you. Finally, as Catherine opens what looks like a door to a dressing room, you stop. The weird trance that held you all the way through the mall finally dissipates. Wait, Catherine, You weren't really serious, are you? Girl, you think I... Sorry. I mean, her pronouns are girl and they, I believe. You think I brought you all the way here as a joke? I don't know, maybe. I don't have that kind of free time. Get in. You follow her inside the dressing room. It's even colder than it was in the main office despite the track lights. Do they have air conditioning on in here? It's October. I'm just kind of waiting for you to tell me that I've been punked. Anaya has some like low ass self-esteem and it's sad. She has no reason to be that like insecure. Sad. I mean, but it's relatable. She's a very relatable MC. I don't have free time to punk anybody. I just said. No, you just said you didn't have time for jokes. Punking is a whole different vibe. Catherine turned around so abruptly that you almost walk into her again. Ouch. Okay, if you're just gonna stand around making quips, this won't be fun for any of us here. Okay, but what exactly is this in the first place? Catherine crosses her arms like she thinks you're trying to deliberately waste her time. My model quit. I got a one-page spread to fill. You said you would fill in. I joked that I would fill in. And yet you followed me all the way here. Yeah? About that. How are you even going to get home? You're not sure if the bus runs up this far? If you don't want to do it, say now, so I can line somebody else up. Might be too late in the workday, so I'll have to pay night rates, but I can make it happen. Well, that's the guilt card nicely played. Well done. No, it's not that I don't. You know I'm not a model, right? I've never sat for any sort of photographs before. Don't worry, this is high fashion. It's not art. You just have to wear clothes. You got something else to say? Spit out. I don't look like a model. Catherine. She just keeps staring you down. And you're the authority? Huh? You know all about the fashion industry? You know everything about what models look like? Well, you got me there. I guess I haven't picked up a fashion magazine in years. Or ever. I just go on Instagram. Well, when it's a situation about buns or whatever. Buns? Cooking buns, you know, cooking stuff. Buns aren't really a generic food type. And Naya, please. After that, you follow her back to have your makeup done. Wild. Listen, you really didn't intend to get Catherine to let you be a model or whatever. You had just been making a joke. This sort of thing only happens in those cheesy self-published erotic novels on Bamazon, the ones that are not $1.99 and involve some sort of she's all that situation where the protagonist thinks she's ugly, but then miraculously she takes her glasses off and bam, instant babe. You're not expecting that kind of treatment. And to be fair, you don't really get it. They do your makeup, they don't touch your eyebrows, which you're both disappointed by and spitefully grateful for. And spritz your hair with hairspray and tease it up even bigger than it already is. I haven't washed it in a while, sorry. Oh, I love the diversity. That's good actually. Really? Yeah, with your hair type, the oils make it easier to style. Clean hair is slippery. Wow. Learn something new every day. Dirty hair looks way better on camera than it does in real life. Yeah. Yes! I love the stretch marks, the body hair. I love it so much. The diversity. She'd say, ostensibly, so you didn't have another weird panic attack. But she's just been on her phone the entire time. Twice an assistant has come in and told her that the photographers are threatening to leave if you don't show up soon. Both times you make to get up. But Catherine waves you back down. You can't imagine being confident enough in your own work that you are fine with everyone just standing around waiting for you. Tell them we'll be out in a minute. You get out in about 45 minutes and finally you get someone who seems less happy to see you. I have other things to do today, ma'am. I don't believe you. Actual photo session is a lot like your experience of college, actually. You blink and fall into some sort of wig. I don't know how to say that. Where you're only half aware of what's happening. You've heard the modeling is a really deceptively difficult and tiring experience, but all they want you to do is just Sit in an artistically weathered wingback chair, cross your legs, and look moodily out the window. You can do that. You basically do that all the time at home, except you don't have an artistically weathered wingback chair. You have a broken pull-out couch. The outfit they gave you makes you look like a librarian, in your opinion. Pinstripe pants and a purple blouse. This is not pinstripe pants and a purple blouse. Somehow both frilly and fussy at the same time. The photographers barely speak to you, and the girl who did your makeup didn't ask for anything beyond your name. Catherine's right. You really do feel more like a hanger for clothes than a breathing human being. You find it kind of relaxing, honestly. Thanks, hon. You can go. Change out the clothes first. I wasn't going to steal them. I know, but it's amazing how many people just walk out with shit on. I once had to chase a guy down the street to get the 400 Gucci sunglasses off his head and the 500 pair on his face. I'll get changed. Catherine has gone back to her phone, but she smiles at you, a quick flash, surprisingly warm. Thanks for your help, Naya. Stop at the desk on your way out. I need you to sign some release forms. Oh, and get the concierge to call you an Uber. Thanks. For sure, I'll let you know when the editorial gets released. And that's basically that for a while. Nothing in your life changes. Not that you thought it would. You'd given up any dreams of becoming famous in any way, shape, or form a long time ago. You're considerably more well known than a lot of people, and that already sucks like shit. Still, when you come back home from the photo session, you turn on the light in the bathroom and examine your made-up face, turning it from side to side, checking out the sexy ruffle of your hair. You look pretty good. Maybe you should learn how to do this shit yourself, and maybe, put some actual thought into your wardrobe, even when you're not streaming. Who knows? Could be cool. Of course that all goes out the window when you actually check out the price of price of good makeup. It's so complex. You need so many things. How does anybody ever have time or money to figure this shit out? And as for buying new clothes, well, you still have to do that, just maybe another day. So you subside back into your life of sweatpants and spice-stained tops with just a bare amount of makeup on for your life. I don't know what that said. It's a month and a half later and you've basically forgotten about the whole experience when you get an absolutely incomprehensible DM from Alex. Oh my god, I forgot about Alex. Do you have an evil twin I don't know about? I don't know, maybe I'm the evil twin. What do you think about that? He's always sassy. I think it's unlikely. Evil Anaya probably knows how to drive. Oh, her pronouns are right here. Yeah. People who can drive are evil. You're right about that. What are you even talking about? My girlfriend reads BQ magazine and she says there's a picture in there that looks exactly like you. What? Oh, right. You drum your fingers on the top of your desk. About that. You tell him the story of running into an old college friend a month ago and your brief foray into the world of high fashion. That sounds fake. How does something like that even happen? I mean, it happens, boy. That's exactly what I said. I was convinced Catherine was going to murder me. I feel like we need to replay these and see what else could happen. I feel like I fucked up that date, or if that was even a date. Seriously, I don't think it's really possible for magazine editors to just bring someone in off the street to be a fashion spread. I guess, but this is a video game, so why worry about it? True. You got me there. I mean, facts. Nothing but facts. Over the past couple of weeks, you've talked to Catherine on and off. She even invited you to dinner a couple of times. You keep turning her down because you aren't sure how you feel about going out with another person. You really need to slow your roll down. At this point, even if your role is very small. She actually messaged you again earlier today. You've been trying to figure out how to respond. You're worried that if you keep turning her down, she's gonna start thinking you don't like her. Or she'll start suspecting that you think she's trying to get with you, and you do kind of think that, but you don't want her to think that you think that, because what if you're wrong? Your brain is such a weird, wow, your brain is such a wild place to be right now. Did you tell your mom about the photos? We haven't spoke to our mom in hellas, but maybe we did, I don't know. It's unbeknownst to me. Are you kidding? She would lose her mind. This is like her biggest dream. Me doing something like looking nice while wearing makeup. I don't want her to get her hopes up that it's ever going to happen again. Yeah, our mom did seem kind of in that way. Should also probably launch into how much better I'd look if I'd lost a little eye. I forgot about that. Yep, our mom is like that. Yikes. For real. You tab over to your other message app from Discord. Look at you multitasking, talking to several different human beings at once. Who says technology drives people apart? You worry your bottom lip between your teeth, maybe. Wait, you worry your bottom lip between your teeth. Maybe you should go out with Catherine just once. After all, she did get you into a high fashion magazine. You text Catherine and tell her you'd love to hang out. She responds immediately. 7 p.m. okay? Sure. Do I have to dress nice? The 3 little dots to indicate that Catherine is typing pop up and remain long enough to remind you of her eyebrows rising when you do something stupid. Define nice. I don't want to see any curry stains if that's what you mean. I was turmeric, by the way, bitch. Whatever. I'll send a car for you. Ooh, she's so sweet. The restaurant isn't fancy exactly, but it's definitely higher end than you're used to. Luckily, nobody is in black tie attire, although you dutifully make sure nothing you're wearing has any visible stains. The car Catherine sent for you wasn't even a ride share. It was a legitimate town car with a driver. Fucking wild. Maybe you should consider going out with Catherine just for more shit like this, or you would if you were the sort of person whose love could be bought. Which you aren't. Definitely. Catherine looks nice. With pale pink nails this time, a little crystal set in each of them. She orders you both wine before she even asks if you're drinking, which is presumptuous, but also kind of sexy. And you don't know anything about wine, you might as well let someone order it for you. Oh, she looks good. You see the photos came out? Definitely not beating around the bush. Maybe this is a business dinner and not a date? Oh, yeah. One of my friends saw it. What do you think? She's gonna give you the eyebrows. You just know it. I haven't looked at them. What's Nothing. I get being busy, but you wait. There's the eyebrows. But that doesn't seem like that's what this is. You seem pretty excited about it when you were there. She swirls her wine and tastes it, nodding to the waiter who pours for both of them. You wait until he walks away. I absolutely didn't. I was acting like a complete klutz. Yeah, but I could tell that was because you didn't want me to know that you were actually very excited, which is why you... something. I don't know. I can't see that. Heat hits your face. That's not... I've been doing this job for a long time, baby. I can read people. I wonder if she'll be turned off by our... I actually don't really like looking at pictures of myself. Catherine swirls her wine. Don't you take pictures of yourself for a living? You wince. I do live streams. There's a difference, and I don't like watching those either. Catherine tilts her head to show that she's listening. I don't super want to talk about it. Why not? Your shoulders droop. Because I don't want to make it your problem. I consent to you making it my problem. You laugh. Okay, it's not actually that deep. You keep making me build shit up, and then it's just surprise. I have no self-esteem. You take a gulp of wine. I don't have any confidence in what I look like, which I know is stupid because I look fine. Like, I'm no movie star, but it's fine. You stare fixedly at the tablecloth. You can't abide finding out whether or not Catherine is laughing at you. I know it sounds stupid because I literally go on video all the time, but I guess there are sailors who are really afraid of the ocean and shit, aren't there? I don't know, I'm not a sailor expert. She sounds neutral at least. I don't know. People shit talk how I look a lot in the comments and stuff, and I know people are just like that. I could be the hottest person in the world and they'd still do that. Which I am, and they have. You flash a quick smile up at her. She's smiling back. It gives you an enormous swell of confidence. Anyway, I'm never satisfied with how I look. My weight, my height, my hair, my clothes I wear, and I don't change any of it because you're gonna change your height? You glare. You know what I mean. Okay. Right. I don't change things because I feel like if I change one thing, I'll be admitting that they were right all along, and I am unacceptable that the way I am, and I'll be obliged to change everything. And before you ask, by them I mean the made up people in my head that all sound like my mom. And I know it doesn't sound wow, I know it doesn't make sense. And I know it's rooted in a bunch of isms and phobias, but I can't get rid of it, and I feel worse when I try. For a second, neither of you say anything. The waiter takes the opportunity to come up and take your order. Your face burns. You barely even hear yourself as you order the first thing you find on the menu at random. God, was the guy just standing there waiting for you to finish your dark backstory? You want to sink into the fucking floor. You hand your menu back, unable to look at Catherine. Well, there's a lot going on in there. Yeah, I'm fine with it. You look up. You think there's ever been a person who isn't a snarl of contradictions and nasty thoughts? I know. Do you really? Because I feel like you'd be less hard on yourself if you did. I know. I know you know. I'm kind of a mess. I know, a mess that spends way too much time online. That shocks a laugh out of you. You know that's right. You look up, Catherine is smiling at you again. It's not pitying and it's not judging, it's conspiratorial, like you're sharing a secret. And it's also why I'm not interested in you romantically, and this isn't a date. The eyebrows are back. Damn, you are really good at reading people. I told you. Well, that's fine. You didn't want another hookup, not really. You like Catherine, she's cool. Maybe in another life, or maybe in this one once you get your shit together. You have this habit of constantly trying to weigh the emotional weight of experiences as they happen, whether they're good or bad, positive or negative. There's always this pressing need to spin things into a learning experience or something that isn't your fault. You can just not do that this time. You can just sit here and enjoy a nice dinner with a cool person, and that's totally okay. Low eyes in a fancy restaurant. Damn, she was blunt. She was like, kind of just shut us way the fuck off. I mean, I want to like change all these scenarios that I've gotten so far. Anaya's closing statements. What? What is this? Is it? Your good mood lasts the Uber ride home through the front door of your building and up into your apartment. It lasts texting Catherine to tell her you made it home safe, and it lasts warming yourself up a bowl of leftover ravioli because the food in the fancy-ass restaurant sure as hell did not fill you up. It lasts checking your Instagram feed and your email. Then you hover over a link that you've been meaning to click all day, and it just drains out of you. You've experienced this feeling before. Bad moods, terms of banishment lasting only while you're around people with enough distractions to keep your mind from gnawing on it as soon as you are alone. And it all washes back, like a wound so deep and mortal that when the knife is pulled out, it takes a long time for the blood to well to the surface, or when a guy gets cut in half in an anime and doesn't notice until the hero turns away from him. You tell everyone you're fine. I mean, you are, in fact, not fine. I don't like myself very much. It had been such an easy thing to say aloud to Catherine. Well, not easy, you struggle with it, but simple, uncomplicated, one of the few uncluttered thoughts in your very cluttered head. I don't like myself very much. It's utterly unoriginal. Most online humor is about hating yourself and wanting to die. Self-deprecating posts always get a ton of engagement. You know that, and you know how capitalism is specifically designed to make you feel like shit about yourself so that you buy stuff. And yet, you can't stop. You know it's toxic and stupid and unwoke. It makes you a part of the problem, but you can't stop. That was deep. And when you inevitably have this breakdown over it, it's even worse. Worrying about worrying is stupid. All of your problems are frivolous. There are so many people out there that are suffering worse than you. Ugh. You just wish you could have a thought about something without having a thought about that thought and a thought about the thought that comes after that. You just want to be able to feel a certain way and not worry about what kind of person that makes you. I think you're spending too much time online. Catherine is fucking right about that. Of course she is. But this is your job. You have to be able to go online in order to do your job. And you have to appeal to the sort of people you want to give you money. And if you stop spending that much time online, isn't that just running away from your problems? Refusing to hack it? Fuck. Why does every thought feel like falling through a shoddy bit of floor, crashing down to the floor underneath, only to feel an ominous rumble as the part starts to give away too? Why does everything compound and compound until your brain is too loud to do anything except spin in circles? You know what will happen if you look at the photo shoot? You'll find aspects you hate about it. You'll hate how you look. You'll hate the expression you're making. You'll think you look fat. Or you'll love it. You'll think it's fine, and then you'll feel like a fucking idiot for making a big deal out of literally nothing. This is what always happens without fail. In a burst of desire to do anything else, you open your phone and bring up your latest live. You're making no churn ice cream, and this one, a simple freezer deal that doesn't involve buying expensive equipment. Your hair is up and the light is perfect. You thought you looked pretty good in this. Apparently, the people in the comments do not agree. Always check on you to see if you look busted, and yep, as busted as always, she would make ice cream. Why this Indian chick so ugly? I thought Indian girls were hot. LMAO. People are shit. You feel your face twisting into a snarl. You check other posts, more comments about your hair and your skin and your weight, more criticism of your clothes. There's other sorts of insults too. Your workspace, your ethnicity, your food choice, the recipes themselves. All things that should matter way more than people commenting on what you look like. You're not a fucking actress, okay? You're a food scientist. You're a fucking chef. You didn't ask to look this way. Why does any of this matter? And yet, those are the ones that you end up reading over and over until you start to feel dizzy. You start replying after a while. Fuck you, you ugly bitch. Did you type that? You didn't even notice. You also didn't notice uncorking a bottle of wine and downing half a glass in one swallow. Okay, you did notice doing that. You're just being dramatic. The next rude comment you post disappears almost as soon as you hit send. What the hell? You scroll back across the trail of destruction. All your comments are being deleted. You have no idea what's going on. You drank too fast to deal with this shit right now. Your phone is ringing and it has been for a while. It's Alex. You reject the call and drop your phone. You check Discord instead. We have a lot of problems. Anaya, holy shit, I think somebody hacked your Instagram account. I'm checking on it right now. Anaya, fucking answer your phone. I read that wrong, but that's okay. Someone is posting a bunch of slanderous shit. We need to shut the whole page down before this gets out of hand. There haven't been any other login attempts. Anaya, are you doing this? You pour more wine. Calm down, nobody hacked me. Then what the fuck are you doing? Are you drunk? I mean, Alex, you just don't get it. Like, going through all that hate, like, not yet. I mean, I'm not condoning it, but like, a person can only take so much. Are you kidnapped and this is your cry for help? If I come over to your apartment, is it going to be covered in blood? What's up with these characters and fucking like murder and shit? Don't be dramatic. I'm not the one randomly starting fights on social media. I'm not starting anything, they did. They're trolls, Anaya. That's what trolls do. You just ignore them. You hired me so you wouldn't even have to look at your comments, let alone reply to them. I don't know what happened, but it isn't worth alienating your fan base. I'm right. Like, don't we get, like, good comments sometimes? That's just my chair, folks. LOL, what fan base? Nobody cares about my videos. Of course I do. What the fuck are you saying? You have a ton of subscribers. Do I need to screenshot your follower count? You're being absurd. You look at the screen. The words keep playing over and over in your head. You have a ton of subscribers. Do I have to screenshot your follower count? Over and over and over and over. You have a ton of subscribers, and suddenly you feel sick, dirty. What an absolutely disgusting and pathetic thing to chain your self-worth to. Little numbers on a screen. You think you might puke. He looks so annoyed. Anaya, will you pick up the phone? Ooh, I gotta take my contacts out. These shits are dry as fuck. Stop saying my name like that. I don't want to talk right now. Where the fuck is my eye drops? I'm worried about you. You aren't acting normal. Sorry, I literally have to put eye drops on. Oh wow, thanks, because my usual behavior is so average and adjusted. Sorry, I had to give my eyes a little bit of solution. You're scaring me. If you don't answer your phone, I'm gonna come over there. This face. No, I'm not gonna let you in. Don't bother. You slam the laptop shut before you can see his response. The wine bottle shudders from the impact, falling over and drooling out a couple of drops from its narrow mouth. Wow, maybe you are drunker than you thought. You stand up and the room swoops around you. Shit. You push yourself away from your desk. Your heart is beating too fast. Wow, you can't just sit down and read or play a game or watch a fucking weather channel. You need to break something. You need to do something fucking stupid. Desperately, you bring up your FaceTime history, your finger hovering over a list of names that you've gotten to know over the last few months. You wonder what they're doing right now. Like you're having an out-of-body experience. You picture them all. Yolanda's sweeping up clippings at the end of the day at her salon. She probably has people to do that for her, but you don't know any other jobs at the beauty parlor. Ashley gaming, making jokes and racking in tips, hopefully with some new group of friends that will treat her better than the previous ones. Imhari taking care of his kids, thinking about anything but the ex that broke his heart. Keaton setting up a live stream in his sticky apartment surrounded by expensive shit he can't afford. Catherine sitting at home thinking that she did a good deed tonight, helping a friend realize a few things about themselves. Yeah, you sure fucking did. You could call any of these people. You could call Alex back and let him talk to you down like he used to back in college when you were at your worst. You put your phone down, then you pick up your webcam and smash it to pieces on the kitchen tile. The ring light follows it, then the little delicate china plate with the hummingbird on it that your mom got you a few years ago. You use it to plate baked goods. It crashed, and the most satisfying of it all, there's more where that came from. Damn, girl, you fucking shit up. The slamming on your door jabs into you like a nail through your forehead, forcing your gummy eyes open. You roll over, the ceiling spins. You close your eyes and try to will the knocking away. Fuck. You miraculously managed to drag yourself to bed last night. Your mouth tastes like something crawled inside of it and died. You consider going into the bathroom and trying to puke, but you don't want whoever is outside just standing around while you do it. You want to puke in peace. You're halfway across the living room, avoiding shards of broken glass, when a voice comes through the door. Police. Oh fuck. What the fuck? Is Alex playing a prank? Is he pissed that you didn't let him in last night? That didn't sound like him. You look through the peephole. Holy fuck, that really is a cop right outside your door. Jesus Christ. Did you do crimes last night? Anaya, if you're in there, open up. A cop who knows your fucking name. And you unbolt the door and open it a crack. Can I help you? Your head pounds. You haven't been this hungover since high school, which might explain why you don't feel scared, just annoyed. There you are. We got a call from Miss Khalil. From Alex? What? Did he call the fucking police on me? The cop gives you a flat smile. Evidently he's used to people swearing at him. Miss Khalil was concerned for your well-being. She asked us to check up on you. Alex is a dude. I'm fine, as you can see. The cop raises an eyebrow. You mind if I come in? We can sit down and you... I do mind, actually. I'm busy with being hungover. Just open the door, ma'am. You got a warrant? The cop's bedside manner droops a little. What? If you have a warrant, I'll let you in. Otherwise, no way. You aren't under any suspicion. Your friend just wants me to make sure you're okay. I'm fine. I'll call him. He seemed worried for your mental health. Your mental state, my bad. You snort. Yeah, well, me too. The startup Alex works for is at the very end of the bus route, in the basement floor of a high-rise full of so-called luxury apartments, some investors' tax haven. By the time you're in any state to be out, it's past midday and late enough in the year for the light to already be slanting in anticipation of nightfall. You rest your head against the cold bus window and try not to think. You don't know what the startup does, just that they have cold brew on tap and their last two managers were sex pests. You march right past the receptionist and plonk yourself down beside Alex in the chair reserved for clients. I can't believe you called the cops on me, you dick. Alex looks up, face cycling through relieved, angry, and contrite, before finally setting on unamused. Well, you didn't answer the door, and I heard shit crashing around inside. What was I supposed to do? I'm not allowed to break my own shit. You're not allowed to act like a complete nutcase and scare me. His voice rings off the low ceiling. Everyone else in the office pays very close attention to their computer screens. Maybe they think you're Alex's angry girlfriend. I still can't believe you called the cops. Did you let them in? No, I told them to come back with a warrant. Alex stares at you for a few seconds before he snorts and collapses forward on his desk, smothering his last in his arms of his hoodie. You look like shit. Alex wipes his head back up. You look like shit. Fuck, Anaya, what did you do? Drank a whole bottle of wine and trashed my place. Alex stares at you. How trashed? Pretty trashed. Alex rubs his forehead. He doesn't look like he got much sleep either. Well, you're alright? Not really, but I'm okay, if that makes sense. Weirdly, it does. I mean, it does. Is your boss going to be pissed that I'm bothering you? I don't think I've even seen my boss this week. Don't worry about it. What even happened? You shrug. Your head is pounding. I had a bad night. You brace yourself for a quip, but it doesn't come. You realize that you've been tensed up this entire time for a lecture, but Alex just squeezes your hand. I'm glad you're okay. Yeah. Do you have any idea what you're gonna do now? Take some time off the internet, or from posting at least. For real? I have some money saved up. I can probably just coast on the old monetized videos for a while. I don't know what I want to end up doing in the long run. Maybe go to therapy. Okay. That I have been saying for years. You punch him in the arm. You don't know if a therapist can fix you. You don't know if there's even something inside you that needs fixed. Maybe it needs to be exercised, torn away, or shoved in so deep you can't feel it anymore. What are you doing for the rest of the day? Do you have someone to stay with you? I don't need... You take a deep breath. Yeah, I do. I'm going over to Keaton's. He's gonna let me use his equipment for a hiatus post. Did you tell him about... I told him I broke my camera. Right. Then tonight I have to clean up my fucking apartment. It's a wreck. You look down at Alex's hand. It's still on top of yours. Suddenly you don't feel quite so alone. It's honestly stupid that you ever did. Do you think you could help me? Alex's hand closes around yours tighter. Of course I can. You leave Alex in Tech Bro Hell and get back on the bus. You text Keaton to tell him you're on your way and get a whole bunch of excited bullshit in response about a new Switch game he bought last night. You roll your eyes. Dork. You're not sure if hanging out with him is the best thing for your mental health right now. Or promising to stream with Ashley on Wednesday. Wait, we talked to girl? We're asking Yolanda to borrow a poetry book, agreeing to another night out with Catherine, heading to the club on Friday to keep an eye out for Imhari. Maybe none of them will truly be good for you in the long run, but who cares about the long run right now? And really, is that any way to live, constantly poised for everything to crash to pieces, fall apart, check and rechecking your social connections like they're a bank account? You don't want to live like that. Nobody should live like that. That, at the very least, you know for sure. Therapy is an option. Is that the end of the game? Oh, it is. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to keep recording because I want more achievements and I want to see more ends. Thank you for listening and watching. I'll see you next time.